friends, it's Deanna, also known as Magical Dun Mama. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today. My husband and I were invited to Disney Springs over the weekend for brunch at Maria and Enzo's. We had been there for dinner, but never for brunch. I actually didn't even know that they had brunch there. So it was a lot of fun to do something new. My husband and I pretty much over the years dined everywhere at Disney Springs. We haven't done too many brunches though, so it was actually, like I said, really fun to do something different. Maria and Enzo's has a couple of different pieces to it. It's not just an evening restaurant. Obviously have brunch, like I said, but they also have a little Pizza Point or Pizza Ponte. You can get pizza, salads, sort of like their version of a quick service. So they have that. Then they also have Enzo's Hideaway, which is sort of like a speakeasy type of bar. You sort of have to go to a different entrance to get down there, and they have Sicilian type dishes, smaller dishes, lots of cocktails. And then there is the main restaurant, Maria and Enzo's. So Maria and Enzo's on the inside is gigantic. Our server gave us a little bit of backstory, which I didn't know on the first time I dined there for dinner. But Maria is, or was, a pastry chef or a baker, and Enzo was a pilot, and they met early on in life, but didn't have the opportunity to be together. And then later on in life, they wound up coming back together, and they created Maria and Enzo's restaurant, which is supposed to look like an airport terminal. And it landed in Disney Springs, where they put the restaurant to sort of inform all the Disney Springs town folk about Italian cuisine. And they also have, since it is sort of like an airport terminal in there, it's gigantic in there. For me, when you walk in, it looks like a cruise ship atrium because it is so giant in there. They have 50-foot ceilings. There's gorgeous windows that overlook the water at Disney Springs. Gorgeous on the inside. They have all different sort of, what would you call them? They have big artwork on the walls to represent like Cuba and all different destinations, because it is supposed to look like an abandoned airport terminal. They also have a VIP lounge, which I was told that they hand select certain guests to go on in there and eat and have a VIP dining experience. So I'd like to experience that one day. I don't know how they go about selecting the guests that dine in the VIP lounge, but I think that would be a really fun experience and some Disney magic for guests that are dining at Maria and Enzo's. I worked guest relations for Disney for quite a few years, and my home was actually downtown Disney. It wasn't Disney Springs yet. It was sort of in that time where they had closed down Pleasure Island and and they were transforming downtown Disney into Disney Springs. And sort of one of the things that the Disney Imagineers wanted to do is have an individual story for each destination to bring Disney Springs in as an entire immersive themed experience. So Maria and Enzo's story sort of has its own unique touch on Disney Springs as a whole. And that is why Maria and Enzo's story is about bringing the Italian cuisine to the people of Disney Springs. So I had dined there for dinner multiple times, and I thought it was really delicious. I would say that it's not, I wouldn't consider it to be like fine dining on a fine dining aspect of like Victoria and Albert's or Citrico's or Yachtsman Steakhouse. For me, I would consider it to be sort of like a mid-price dining experience, not too expensive, but the entrees are probably around $25 to $30 and up compared to what you get at the fine dining restaurants, where the entrees are probably more around like $49, $50 per person. And because I have a culinary degree and have been going to Disney for so many years, I've dined at a lot of the restaurants, and I have to say that Maria and Enzo's brunch experience was completely unique to a lot of the experiences on Disney property. I don't know for quite as long, like how long they've been doing brunch at Maria and Enzo's, but what I do know is that they have brunch on Saturdays and Sundays from 11:30 a.m. to 3:30 in the afternoon, which is right when they transition into dinner. So brunch is a majority of the day on those days. And they have a variety of items that are sweet and savory, all Italian inspired, as well as a variety of cocktails. And the menu is much different than they have for dinner. In front of me, I have the entire brunch menu that my husband and I ate off of the other day. The chefs sort of prepared certain items for us, sort of like their signature items to bring out for us to sample, as well as a variety of drinks, which were delicious. My husband and I, we enjoy a few cocktails when we're out to eat, but we're not huge drinkers. So for us to really like the drinks means that they were very, very good. And I'm gonna go through the menu with you that I have in front of me. I just want to give you a more detailed idea of all of the items on the menu. And either before or after you hear me talking right now, you're gonna see some video footage of me trying the items, talking about the items that we had got, so you can see what some of the items look like that they brought to us, and really get an idea of what the menu looked like, what some of my favorites were, and just so you can hear me talking about the menu and also visualizing some of it as well with my photos and my videos. So let's get into that. I apologize. My last name is Romano. I am extremely Italian, but I am almost positive that I'm going to mess up. I have a piece of hair sticking straight up. I'm almost positive that I'm going to screw up a lot of these names on the menu. So no judgment. And I will say that when we got there, our reservation was right at 11:30 in the morning, right when they opened up. I'm going to assume that you can book your brunch on the My Disney Experience app or maybe Open Table. I know that Maria and Enzo's used to do Open Table when they first opened. I don't know if they still do it now. I probably should have looked that up before I got in here and talked, but if you hear my husband spraying the Windex bottle, it's because he's cleaning the stove right now. This is in real time, okay? My kids are sleeping. Now is my time when my husband's cleaning. And he's still going with the Windex bottle right now. Yeah, okay. All right, so what I was getting at is that when we first got there at 11:30, there was not a lot of people around. There was not many people in Disney Springs because most of the shops were just opening. And I would almost guarantee that they would probably take you for a walk-in. My husband and I dined from like 11:30 to around like 1:30. So we were there quite a bit of time, and the restaurant didn't seem very full at all. So if you're looking for an experience and you want brunch and some Italian food, totally. Oh, and they do have a kids menu. I totally think that you should try this out. The food was really, really, really good. So let's start off with just getting right to the menu. On the front of the menu, it talks about their sangrias. I did see pictures of sangrias being brought to some of the tables around us. They have a red and a white sangria to choose from. They're Rosa and Bianca. And they both have seasonal fresh fruit, peach schnapps. Some of them have Malbec, Burgundy, Pinot Grigio. So there's multiple different types of sangrias that you can get. Then they also have Prosecco cocktails. They have a classic Bellini, an Enzo Spritz, and a Rossini. We tried the classic Bellini, and it was the Prosecco with the white peach puree, and it was probably my husband and I's favorite cocktail that we got. It was really, really, really delicious. The Prosecco was fresh, it was crisp, and the white peach puree just set it off. We drank the entire thing. We should have gotten one for each of us, but we split one. The Bellinis are $15 each, so very fairly priced for a cocktail on Disney property. And there are also more drink choices on the back. So just to give you an idea, they have all different types of wines. They have champagnes, rosés, white and red wines. They have wine flights, which is a lot of fun. If you're there with some girlfriends, that could be an interesting experience to order a bunch of flights. They have non-alcoholic specialties, a strawberry lemonade, a Sicilian blush, which looks interesting. It's blood orange juice, pomegranate juice, lime, mint, simple syrup, and club soda. That sounds delicious as well. They have Italian waters, still are sparkling, and I know that also in Pizza Ponte they have also a variety of Italian sodas and drinks in there. Their pizza is slammin'. You definitely need to try it. It is so, so good. They're known for the big Roman, which is like this slice of Italian, just triangle, you know, like fold the crust cheese pizza, and it's delicious. My husband and I go there all the time. They cut the pizza with scissors, and it's really, really good. And then they also have something that my husband and I tried was their Italian, they had a margarita flight. So the margarita flight that we had was an Italian margarita, a blood orange margarita, and a pomegranate margarita. I'm a classic type gal, so I really enjoyed the Italian margarita. My husband, on the other hand, loved the blood orange one. We both liked the pomegranate one, but we would have probably drank the other two before that one as well. I love pomegranate, but I like the Italian better. The Italian margarita had amaretto in it. It had silver tequila, sweet and sour, and smoked salt. They have Manhattans. They have Nutella martini, which sounds really, really good. They have a Little Italy cocktail that has bullet rye whiskey, maraschino cherries. They have an Italian old fashioned with Knob Creek rye, orangecello, sweet vermouth, and a splash of soda. That could be delicious as well. They have a strawberry basil smash, which is probably like their version of a mojito with strawberries. And then they have Maria's Kiss, which is Bacardi Silver, fresh strawberries, and lemon juice. That also sounds delicious. I love Bacardi. Then they just have beers on draft, and then they have beer bottles. So Stella, Shock Top, Founders. There's multiple different varieties of drinks that you can get on there. My husband and I also tried I don't see it on here, but it was called a Venetian Sunrise. That was also really, really, really good. I don't see it on the menu here to tell you exactly what was in it, but they did tell me that was one of their newer options, so that's maybe why it wasn't on the menu here. They did have a QR code for the menu as well. My husband and I had a table right near the window. It was absolutely gorgeous. It was a beautiful day at Disney Springs, so just to sit there like on the water was really, really, really lovely. And you could hear music in there, but it was very quiet, so a lot different than the dining experiences at Disney Springs, which can be very loud, especially for dinner when there's so many people in there. But because there wasn't a lot of people there, it was very quiet. It was sort of like a romantic setting. I can see you bringing like a big group of girls there, just having a great time together and enjoying a lot of the dishes. I was thoroughly impressed with the experience. I gotta tell you, I would go again and again. I would try a lot of different things. But yeah, let's get into the food on the brunch menu. So their antipasti, or their starters, their appetizers. So like I said, they have sweet and savory, sort of to appeal to whatever it is that you like for breakfast. For me, I'm more of like a savory type breakfast person. I love waffles, pancakes, French toast, that type of thing, but I have to be in the mood for it. So I really love savory items. And when I go to brunch, I definitely want a mix of everything. I love Palo on the Disney Cruise Lines. They have one of the best brunch on earth, in my opinion. And it's because they have a variety of picky, like, antipasti items, and then you can order a la carte from the menu, chicken parm. They have, you know, like all sorts of things. But we're not talking about Palo today. I'm just saying that they have a variety of sweet and savory items. So the appetizers include calamari, or galamad as we say as Italians. It has hot cherry peppers, spicy marinara, and garlic aioli. That is one of the appetizers. And then they have polpatine, which is classic braised meatballs, whipped ricotta, and parmesan. Just to give you an idea, the fried calamari and the polpatine are both $19 for an appetizer. The size of the entrees, so my husband and I had weight loss surgery, so we always wind up splitting things, but if we did not have weight loss surgery, I'm here to tell you that the size of these entrees and appetizers are enough to feed multiple people. And what I highly suggest doing if you are going there as a family is probably just ordering a couple of appetizers, a couple of the brunch items, maybe a salad and a pasta, and just sort of splitting everything, because they're really big and everything we found was really, really rich. Like, it was like a full belly experience. Really, really good. So calamari, polpatine, which is the meatball. Then as well on the appetizer menu, they have a caprese salad. They had their caprese has burrata cheese, tomatoes, basil, extra virgin olive oil, sea salt, and house-made focaccia. Sounds delicious. We did not have that. And then they also have two different types of boards, but this salami and cheese board is $18 a person, and you have to have a minimum of 2 people to have it. So this salami board, it has prosciutto di Parma, salame picante, Parmesan cheese, pecorino, fontina, cured olives, grissini, which is like the little thin breadsticks. And then it just says it pairs well with Prosecco cocktails, which I could see, like getting one of these salami and cheese boards and having the Bellini with it, probably so delicious. But my husband and I did have another board, which is not on here. It does not say it's $18 a person. It says that the board is $24 total, but the board could be split amongst other people. And it is the smoked salmon board. So I realized that having lox or smoked salmon is a very acquired taste, but I happen to love it. So I was really impressed with the smoked salmon board for many, many reasons. The smoked salmon was very fresh. It also came with sliced cherry tomatoes, capers, hard-boiled eggs, toasted ciabatta bread, which is sort of like focaccia bread, but a little bit different. I found it to be a little bit lighter. And then it came with 2 dollops of their chive mascarpone cream cheese spread. So the way that it's set up on the board, as you'll see in my video, is sort of, they have the bread on the side and everything is sort of like a build your own lox specialty on top of the board. So for me, I like to put the chive mascarpone cheese spread on the bread, put the little smoked salmon, and I like capers on mine, but there was also red onion and cherry tomato, so I put a little cherry tomato on mine. It was very good, very fresh, very delicious. So the difference between the salami and cheese board is that it's $18 per person and you have to have 2 people. With the salmon board, it's just a $24 fee, and you could definitely split it between people. As you'll see in my videos, it was quite large. All of the portions were quite large. And that is their entire antipasti menu. Actually, the smoked salmon board is part of the brunch section. So the salmon board is actually considered to be an entree, not necessarily an antipasti item or antipasto. I'm just gonna say antipasto because that's how I say it in real life. I'm definitely one of those people, like when I go out to eat, I'm like mozzarella, galamad, ragut, like I say it just as I am. So And a lot of times people don't understand me, so I wind up saying like, I'll have the calamari. And there's nothing wrong with saying it like that, but when you grow up in a big Italian family, if I say marinara sauce at the table or mozzarella, my family will be like, disown me from the family, okay? So, the smoked salmon board was back on the brunch menu. And then they had crunch toast, which is their version of their French toast. I have that also in my video that you'll see. It was cornflake crusted brioche, gigantic. It was logs of French toast, 3 big logs of it, and it was on top of Nutella, a dollop of mascarpone cheese, and then had strawberry compote on top. It was so rich, so decadent, so delicious, very moist. We loved it. My husband loved it. It was very, very good. The coating, because it was crunch cereal, made it like a sweet, salty type of experience. Very good. Then on the brunch menu, the smoked salmon board. Then they also have a frittata al forno. Al forno means baked in the oven. So their frittata includes classic Italian baked omelet, roasted mushrooms, cherry tomatoes, broccolini, cipollini, ricotta, fontina, and that ciabatta bread again, I'm assuming on the side. $23 for that. The crunch toast was also $23. And then they have spaghetti carbonara americana. It was thick cut spaghetti, Parmigiano, applewood bacon, and a soft poached egg. We did have this, and it was my favorite item that we had. I'm a huge pasta girl. Maybe it is the Italian in me, I don't know. But it's very hard to find a good carbonara. A lot of times, they lack in flavor, okay? They're just usually bland. Just like when you get a fettuccine somewhere, it's very hard to find one that has like a flavorful sauce. But this spaghetti carbonara was delicious, and it was sort of in tune to the classic style of having a carbonara sauce. A lot of the times when you go out to eat, the carbonara sauce is fully made, but this was actually like the classic Italian way to enjoy it. It comes with a soft poached egg on the top, and the reason for that is when you crack it open and mix it in with the rest of the items, it makes it into this beautiful, thick sauce as it's supposed to be. And I gotta tell you, the egg was perfectly cooked. I mixed it around with my pasta, as you'll see in my video, and it was so flavorful. I was so impressed, and the pasta was perfectly al dente. I mean, like my Italian ancestors at that time were just like, oh, everybody was looking down on me like, Deanna. So it was so good. I really, really loved it. My husband was too full to enjoy it after just having the smoked salmon board and the crunch toast. So he didn't get to enjoy it, but I did, and it was amazing. I feel like I would go back and have that item over and over. What got me was that it had like slices of garlic all throughout it. And a lot of people wouldn't like that, but I'm a sucker for that. Like, I could eat garlic cloves just roasted, like, and spread it on a cracker. Y'all, listen, don't get me started when it comes to food. And I don't know if I've experienced with this, y'all, yet, like with you, y'all, is that, like, I am so passionate about food and food knowledge and eating food that, like, and secondly, my mouth is watering talking about this carbonara. Like, my saliva is, like... It was so good. And I'm very passionate about food, and I will tell you what is crap and what is good, just because I think you have to, right? Like, whatever. Get the carbonara. It was amazing. And don't worry about the egg and the yolk. When you mix it in, it's so hot and delicious that it cooks it, and it makes this beautiful creamy sauce. Like, you have to enjoy this. Anyways, I digress. The last thing, okay, that was $28 for the carbonara, worth every penny. Then the last thing on their brunch item is the eggs benedetto. We did get to try this as well. It was house focaccia with prosciutto parma, and then it had poached eggs on the top of it and Parmesan crema. So basically it was their version of an eggs benedict. Had the focaccia, the prosciutto, the poached egg, and then Parmesan cream sauce. Again, very, very rich, as you can see, but so delectable, which is why I recommend sharing items, okay? Because if you get we had the smoked salmon board, okay? That was huge to split, but then having the crunch French toast, which was also gigantic, and then having the carbonara, also very creamy and rich, and then the eggs benedetto, also very creamy and rich, so it's like a lot. Definitely wanna split it, but you wanna experience everything, so I recommend just ordering something from each category and trying it, unless you're like a really big eater. But who wants to walk around in Florida like after eating all that rich food? So split it and enjoy it, and you can have a little bit of everything. The eggs benedetto was $24. You'll also see that in my video. I love eggs benedict, so I thought it was delicious. Maybe eggs benedict isn't your thing. I think that the carbonara was the best thing on the brunch menu, but if you're a sweet person, you may really, really love the crunch toast. Feel me out though, okay? You're gonna see the video of the crunch toast. If that wasn't French toast, but they were big logs of mozzarella sticks, oh, it would be so good. They were like really big rectangles of French toast. If those were mozzarella sticks, oh my gosh. Okay, so we're not done with the menu yet. Now they have salad courses, insalate. So they have an insalata della casa, which is mixed organic greens, cucumbers, pickled peppers, tomatoes, olives, ricotta salata, which is like a hard version of ricotta cheese. Very, very good. It was $14. We did not try anything from the salad selection. I mean, why have a salad when you can have crunch French toast, right? Then they have a Caesar salad. It says romaine, lettuce, ciabatta crouton, parmigiano, $16. Then they have a rucola, which is a baby arugula, radicchio, gorgonzola dolce, pear, aged balsamic, and extra virgin olive oil, little EVOO, for $16. The salads sound really delicious, but they are a little pricey in my opinion. $16 for a Caesar salad, and if you want to add chicken or shrimp, chicken is $9 and the shrimp is $10 on top of that, so you're talking $26 for a shrimp Caesar salad. And although it's a beautiful size, I'd much rather have the carbonara, okay? Like, always go with the pasta. But if you're a salad person, maybe that's for you. I mean, I love salad, but not at brunch, right? I mean, I don't know. Anyways, second course, if you can make it to the second course, secondi is ravioli is the first item for $28. Ricotta filled pasta, pomodoro sauce, pecorino, and basil. I did have that as an entree at Enzo's one time. It was very good. I liked it. Then they have lasagna bolognese, layered egg pasta, beef, veal, and pork ragu, tomato sauce, bechamel, which is like a cream sauce, and then topped with Parmesan. It comes in this baked dish. It's really big, really heavy, but so good. Then they have pollo alla parmigiana, which is their version of chicken parmesan. I did see a lot of people having that. Sort of chicken parm's like a safe item when it comes to the Italian food world, so I highly recommend, like, if you haven't had some of the items on this menu before, maybe not go with the chicken parm, because it's always delicious, but it's always there, so try something different. Their chicken parm is $32, lightly breaded chicken breast, marinara, mozzarella, parmigiano reggiano, spaghetti pomodoro. Comes with spaghetti. I did see people have penne underneath it, so maybe that's their gluten-free option. And then they have bistecca alla griglia, whatever. It's their steak entree. It is grilled 16-ounce certified Angus ribeye, glazed balsamic carrots, green beans, and rosemary Parmigiano potatoes. That sounds delicious. $52 for that. Then they have the salmon alla griglia. I don't know how to say that in Italian properly. I'll ask my aunt, whatever. And it's basically the same entree as the steak with salmon. So grilled salmon, crispy potatoes, broccolini with chili and garlic. $36, so much cheaper than the steak option. Then there's a tortillo alla vedore, which is their vegetable pasta. So it's twisted bell-shaped pasta, asparagus, cipollini onion, cherry tomatoes, parmesan, basil, Calabrian chili, toasted breadcrumbs for $29. That sounds really good as well. That's probably much lighter than the carbonara just because it has, like, it's not the cream sauce, so it would be much lighter. And then they have spaghetti alla cittara, which is marinara, meatballs, Calabrian chili, parmesan, and basil. So that's their version of spaghetti and meatballs. So, and that's $30. Very fairly priced for a spaghetti and meatballs entree. Then it says for sides, if you wanted something on the side with your eggs benedetto or the frittata, they offer thick cut applewood smoked bacon for $11. They have Cacio E Pepe potatoes, which are salt and pepper potatoes. If you haven't had Cacio E Pepe pasta, so good. And also, I do know that they have Cacio E Pepe pasta on the Enzos hideaway menu. So that might just be a reason to go there in itself because it's so good. Basically, it's like pasta with Parmesan cheese and cracked fresh pepper. Just so good. There's so many good things about it. It's just like the way that they make it, and they add a little bit of the pasta water, and it makes, again, like a creamy sauce. Okay, and then on the side as well, they have sweet Italian sausage for $10. In my opinion, the entrees are so big that you don't need these sides, but they offer them. The only thing I don't see is desserts. But I guess you could have the Nutella martini for dessert. Let's see, maybe I'm missing it. No. Anyways, so that's the brunch menu. It's quite large. Everything was really delicious from what we got to try. I'll definitely go back again. The carbonara is definitely something I want to have again and again, but I do want to try some of the other items on the menu. While you're watching this right now, I haven't edited this video yet, so I don't know if you'll have seen the footage from inside the restaurant before or after this, but I hope you enjoy looking at all the food items and me talking about them. I know that they were really delicious to eat. Maria and Enzo's, you can go there wearing a casual outfit. I would say it's a little more dressy, you know, than like Blaze Pizza and some of the quick service places, so it would be fun to get dressed up for brunch and go with the girls and go with the family, just as nice afternoon. And guys, it was really, really good. Very fairly priced, in my opinion, for a Disney restaurant. There are some higher priced items on the menu, like the steak for $52, but that looks like it's the most expensive item outside of, so like the salami and cheese plate is $18, and you have to have 2 people. So those would I say is the most expensive items on the menu. Go there with go there ready to eat. Don't have anything to eat beforehand and go. If brunch isn't your forte, I would still say that you're gonna love this menu because there's so many things that aren't brunch related on here. They have basically the classic Italian menu. So, and I highly recommend trying some of the cocktails. They were really, really, really delicious, well made. The ingredients were all fresh. Everything, I have to say, felt really authentic to me, just in the preparation of the items. And let's talk about the service as well. Our server's name was Darius. He was awesome. He knew everything about the menu. He was very polite. He checked on us constantly, and he had a lot of tables. It does say on the menu that an 18% gratuity will be added to the parties of 6 or more. Gluten-free pasta is available upon request. Please ask your server for our vegetarian selections. I did dine at Maria and Enzo's once with somebody who is vegan, and there were not many items on the menu that were vegan. I believe that they told us the only thing they had on the menu that was vegan was the vegetable pasta, but they might have changed that since then. Maybe they've gotten a few comments about how they need more vegan options, and that's all it says on there. I do remember seeing a category for desserts when you click on the QR code. I just can't pull it up right now because I'm filming this on my phone. But I hope you enjoyed the footage at Maria and Enzo's. I went to culinary school, so something I definitely want to get more into, since I have so much food knowledge, is more restaurant reviews, more food reviews. And since I've been, there's only like 2 restaurants I haven't been to on property. One of them is Akershus, and the other one, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but there's only like 2 restaurants I haven't dined at on Disney property. So I would like to talk about them all, and I would like to, if you like food reviews and you want to see footage from the restaurants, because we're always eating there, let me know in the comments, and let me know if you dine at Maria and Enzo's for brunch. Definitely ask for Darius, and I hope you enjoyed it. It was molto bene. This is a Venetian sunset. This is the margarita flight. There is a pomegranate, blood orange, and an Italian margarita. Looks delicious. This is the margarita flight. They have pomegranate, blood orange, and classic Italian margarita. I'm gonna start with the pomegranate. Cheers. Very good. I think I'm probably gonna like the Italian one the most. This one is blood orange. And this is the regular Italian. Yeah, that one's the best in my opinion. My husband's probably gonna like the blood orange one. I love salt on the rim of my margarita. This is the Venetian sunset. Has a little bit of mint in it. I should probably. That's dangerous. It tastes really good. You definitely get the punch of the mint right at the top. Might need mixed around a little bit. Do you like mint in your cocktail? It's really, 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 really good. you.
Thank you. Absolutely.
So we already dug into this, but this is their French toast. It has Nutella on the bottom, creme fraiche, strawberry topping, and then it's coated in crunch cereal. This is definitely an item you could share with somebody. There's really 3 big, huge French toast sticks, but it tastes really, really good. It's really rich and decadent. So definitely would suggest having this with somebody else plus a savory item maybe, but really, really good. This is the spaghetti carbonara. I'm gonna go ahead and mix it up. There's an egg on top, which is classic for carbonara. You basically crack the yolk and then you mix it up all together and it makes a beautiful sauce. Perfect runny egg. And then you just mix it all together and it makes the pasta nice and creamy. Spaghetti carbonara is very decadent. Lots of bacon in here, or pancetta. It looks hot. The pasta is perfectly cooked. There's chunks of garlic in there, which I love. It's really flavorful. It's really good.